Oruchira Maniprabhataya, Uruchira Prabhataya, Uruchira Prabhataya, Uruchira Prabhataya, Uruchira Prabhataya, Uruchira Prabhataya, Uruchira Prabhataya. Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sarama Java, Om Smana Smana Vimana Sarama Java, Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sarama Java, Om Smana Smana Vimana Sarama Java, Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sarama Java, Om Smana Smana Vimana Sarama Java, Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sarama Java, Om Smana Smana Vimana Sarama Java, Om Sambara Sambara Vimana Sarama Java, Om Smana Smana Vimana Sarama Java, Om Samara Samara 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 Vimana Sarama Java. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones, and become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones, and I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I take refuge in the three rare sublime ones, and I become a Buddha to benefit transmigratory beings. I rise as a deity. On my tongue, the syllable ah transforms into a moon. On top of it appears a white syllable om, encircled by the white Sanskrit vowels standing clockwise, the red Sanskrit consonants standing counterclockwise, and the blue heart mantra dependent relations standing clockwise. Light beams radiate from the silver om and the mantra garlands, hooking back the blessings and power of both a mundane and super-mundane speech in the form of the three mudra mantras, the seven sublime precious objects of the king's reign, and the eight auspicious signs. Om A A I I U Re 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 O Na Soha. Om A A I I U Re 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 O Na Soha. Om A A I I U Re 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 O Na Soha. Om Kaka Karuna Cha 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 Kata Kata Da Kata Kata Da Pava Yamala Shasa Kata Shasoha. Om Kaka Karuna Cha 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 Kata Kata Da Kata Kata Da Pava Yamala Shasa Kata Om Kaka Karuna Cha 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 Kata Kata Da Kata Kata Da Pava Yamala Shasa Kata Soha. Om Yedama Yedama Etin Tishan Tata Kata Yavata Tishan Chaya Nirata Yadama Vima Shamane Soha. Om Yedama Yedama Etin Tishan Tata Kata Yavata Tishan Chaya Nirata Yadama Ma Shamane Soha. Om Yedama Yedama Etin Tishan Tata Kata Yavata Tishan Chaya Nirata Yadama Vima Shamane Soha. The harbinger of dependent relation absorbs into the consonants into the vowels into the syllable om, and the om into the moon cushion. That transforms into the syllable ah, the ah melts into pink nectar, and absorbs into my tongue, which becomes the nature of a vajra. May my tongue have all the courage of the ones gone to bliss. By the power of my glorious words, may all seeming things be subdued, and all the meanings of whatever words I say be accomplished instantly. Nama Nama Nam Tinam Tada Gala Nivanam Kilupanam Kudani Tasha Shano Oburi Sarini Sarimoni Kodi Sarawari Soa. Nama Nama Nam Tinam Tada Gala Nivanam Kudani Tasha Shano Oburi Sarini Sarimoni Kodi Sarawari Soa. Nama Nama Nam Tinam Tada Gala Nivanam Kudani Tasha Shano Oburi Sarini Sarimoni Sarawari Soa. Oriade, Sabadagada, Shidaya Gede, Zoradamada Gade, Sangharna Ayasam Shodaya, Papam Sabadata, the Samanja Ushnika, Viman Vijidisoa. Oriade, Sabadagada, Shidaya Gabe, Zoradamada Gabe, Sangharna Ayasam Shodaya, Papam Sabadata, the Samanja Ushnika, Viman Vijidisoa. Oriade, Sabadagada, Shidaya, Zoradamada Sangharna Ayasam Shodaya, Lama. Sanınca ucunda bir mani peşinde soğa. Deşi şaba. Sazın gabala çarşıda taytan onların tarihlerinin soğa. Tayta om dari dendi soğa. Lama, think of me. Lama, think of me. Lama, think of me. The wisdom of all the Buddhas one takes with the great bliss of Dharmakaya is itself the ultimate nature of all kind lamas. I beseech you, Lama Dharmakaya, please guide me always without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. Wisdom's own illusory appearance, the conqueror of the seven branches, is itself the ultimate basis and emanation of all kind lamas. I beseech you, Lama Sambhogakaya, please guide me always without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. The play of various emanations suited with dispositions of the many to be subdued is itself the behavior of the Sambhogakaya of the kind lamas. I beseech you, Lama Nimanakaya, please guide me always without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. The play of the inseparable three kinds appearing in form of a Lama is itself one with the very essence of all kind lamas. I beseech you, Lama, the inseparable three kinds, please guide me always without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. All the infinite, peaceful, wrathful yidams are also the Lama's nature, and since no yidam exists apart from the Lama, I beseech you, Lama, who comprised all yidams, please guide me always without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. The ordinary form of all Buddhas arises in the aspect of the Lama. Therefore, no Buddhas are observed apart from the kind Lama himself. I beseech you, Lama, who comprises all Buddhas, please guide me always without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. The very form of all conquerors, wisdom, compassion, and power arises as the Lama. Therefore, the supreme honor lords of the three families are also the kind Lama himself. I beseech you, Lama, who comprises all three families in one, please guide me without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. The 105 and 3 families, however many elaborated, are the Lama. The pervasive master in whom they are all included is also the Lama. I beseech you, Lama, as master of all the families, please guide me always without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. The creator of all Buddhas, Dhamma, and Sangha is the Lama. The one who combines all three refuges is the kind Lama. I beseech you, Lama, whose presence combines all refuges. Please guide me always without separation in this life, future lives, and the Bardo. Thinking of how the actual form of all Buddhas arises in the aspect of the Lama and mercifully guides me reminds me of you, Lama. Thinking of how you showed the excellent unmistaken path to me, an unfortunate wretched being, abandoned by all the Buddhas, reminds me of you, Lama. Thinking of how this excellent body, highly meaningful and difficult to attain, and wishing to take its essence with unerring choice between gain and loss, happiness and suffering, reminds me of you, Lama. Thinking of the experience of not knowing what to do when the great fear of death suddenly descends upon me, reminds me of you, Lama. Thinking of the experience of just now, suddenly separating from all the perfections of this life and going on alone, reminds me of you, Lama. Thinking of the experience of my naked body, falling into the terrifying fires of hell, and but being unable to bear it, reminds me of you, Lama. Thinking of how the suffering of hunger and thirst without a drop of water is directly experienced in the unfortunate present world reminds me of you, Mama. Thinking of how very repulsive and wretched it is to become a foolish, stupid animal, and what it would be like to experience it myself, reminds me of you, Mama. Thinking of a refuge to protect me from this, since I'm now about to fall into the wretched states of bad migration, reminds me of you, Mama. Thinking of how white and black actions are experienced, and how to practice thorough and precise engagement and restraint reminds me of you, Mama. Thinking of a method to escape this prison of endless existences, the source of all suffering, reminds me of you, Mama. Thinking of the plight of my pitiful old mothers, pervasive as space, fallen amidst the fearful ocean of samsara, and tormented there. Therefore, Lama, please bless me to generate in my mental continuum effortless experience of the profound three principles of the path in two stages. Please bless me to strive in one pointed practice on the three trainings with the intense thought of renunciation in order to reach the secure state of liberation. Please bless me to train this precious supreme bodhicitta with a special attitude taking responsibility to liberate all migrators by myself alone. Please bless me to follow after the ocean of conquerors with the will to cross to the very ends of the great waves of deeds of conquerors' sons. Please bless me to realize the supreme view, free of extremes, in which emptiness and dependent arising, appearance and emptiness complement each other. Please bless me to quickly generate the experience of taking the three kinds into the path, ripening the basis of birth, death, and incarnate. Please bless me to realize the illusion of the divine body itself, the play of the four joys and four emptinesses of the wings and mind, absorbed in the central channel. Please bless me to meet the ultimate nature with a covering of perception of true existence and perceiving it as true removed. Please bless me to be one with the three secrets Lama and the vast Dhammakaya, great bliss, which has exhausted the elaborations of the God's creations. In short, please abide severally in the center of my heart until great enlightenment, and mercifully bless me, the child, to follow after you, the Father. Lama, think of me. Lama, think of me. Lama, think of me. May not give arise heresy for even a second in regard to the actions of the glorious Guru. May I see whatever actions are done as pure. With this devotion, may I see the Guru's blessings in my heart. Magnificent and precious Guru, please abide on the lotus seat of my heart. Guide me with great kindness, and grant me the realizations of your holy body, speech, and mind. Om Dharma Ubhavaye Soha. Om Savatara Gadakayam Bhakti. Om Pama Ubhavaye Soha. 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 Om Savatada Gada Kaya Vakasida Vaja Pamana Savatada Gada Vaja Pada Vadana Karomi. Offering myself totally at all times to all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas residing in the ten directions, until reaching the essence of enlightenment. I request the Buddhas and great Bodhisattvas to accept me. Please grant me the unsurpassed attainment. The heavens of the Dhammakaya are supreme, yet out of warmth. 100,000 moisture-bearing clouds of non-referential compassion gather. I make request to Padmapani, skilled in sending a rainfall of attainments of benefit and bliss to limitless migrators. Excellent Bhikshuni Lakshmi, gone to the stage of supreme liberation. Chandakumara, who favored the five sciences. Janabhagra, supremely strong in patience, effort, and faith. I make request to you three friends of migrators. Penawat of Nepal, best of scholars, excellent Dawa Gyaltsen, emanation of supreme Arya, Nipum Chugidra, lord of practice. I make request to you through great beings. Trupa Dorje Gyal, the center of the conqueror's children, excellent Jandong Drajik, great in learning and morality. Tukche Janchu Pel, endowed with morality's fragrance. I make request to you three who clarify the path to liberation. Dara Chen, with control over confidence concentrations. Janchu Bar, with visions of hosted meditational deities. Yeshe Boom, who possesses treasure of precious qualities. I make request to you three who fulfill the hopes of migrators. Togme Zangpo, who attain mastery of bodhicitta. Sherap Pel, emanation of the invincible conqueror Maitreya. Sutrim Sen, who constantly protected all migrators with compassion. I make request to you three who spontaneously achieve the welfare of others. The intervention, holy guide of migrators, Sangye Gyatso, lord of an ocean of Buddhist doctrine, Kyabchok Pel, who showed the path to infinite embodied beings. I make request to you three who embodied scripture and realization. Gela and Safa, hero who accomplished righteous conduct, Sangye Yeshe, who fulfilled the hopes of the fortunate, excellent Lozang Chugye, seem all to be known. I make request to you three holy gods, Damsik Dorje, who acquired the supreme accomplishment, excellent Lozang Yishi, Lord of all families, Venerable Dunyu Kidri, clarify the excellent path. I make request to you, three lamps of doctrine. I make request to Naum Chuden, Chokden, embodiment of the glorious, who partook of the supreme wisdom of the five-mounted Lord of speech Manjushri, and to Kelsen Gyatso, who clarified the doctrines of scripture and realization of the good eon's fourth guide. I make request to the oceans of rise and nations of the supreme Arya, university appearance, environments and inhabitants, apparitions of analytic wisdom and compassion, unified with an all-pervading nature, pure from the very beginning. Please bless me that I might be cared for closely like an own child by Padmapani, who enjoys the Gotama, and by drinking the essence of the nectar of the Mahayana, accomplish surely what is pleasing with my three doors. Please bless me to renounce all the perfections of second existence, to be unattached to the bliss of my own peace, and to generate the supreme mind desiring to liberate mothers, equal to space, from the ocean of suffering. Please bless me to eliminate ordinary appearance and grasping, with the clear appearance and divine five of the six deities, the deity of thusness, the tone of Mantra's empty resonance, the seed syllable, the form complete with marks and exemplifications, the commitment mudra and sign. Please bless me to accomplish each and every common attainment through dependence on the concentration of four branch repetition, and to complete perfect concentration for the yogas of absorption and fire and sound. Please bless me to uproot the two obscurations with a great space-like concentration, bestowing immaculate liberation that destroys all trust in grasping at signs, and by being endowed with the massive merits of skill and means. Please bless me to attain soon the complete, direct, exalted wisdom regarding all phenomena, the wish for filling foreign bodies with our nets of light, and to spontaneously achieve our enlightened activities, ripening and liberating migrators, included in five continuums. I instantaneously arise as the holy body of the great compassionate one. Om Dhamma Hum Pe Om Sabhava Shuddha Sabhadama Sabhava Shuddha. The offering substances become just empty. From within emptiness, from broom syllables, vast and extensive, precious vessels arise. Within each, the syllable Om melts into light, which from which arise drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music, empty in nature. They have the aspect of the individual types of offerings and function to bestow special uncontaminated bliss. Om Agama, Om Padama, Om Pupaya, Om Dubaya, Om Alvira, Om Gevira, Om Nivira, Om Shapa. I go for refuge into limelight to the Buddha Dharma and the Supreme Assembly. By my collections of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. I go for refuge into limelight to the Buddha Dharma and the Supreme Assembly. By my collections of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. I go for refuge into limelight to the Buddha Dharma and the Supreme Assembly. By my collections of generosity and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all migrating beings. With a thought desiring to liberate migrating beings. I always go for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha until I reach the essence of enlightenment. With perseverance for the welfare of sentient beings due to wisdom with mercy, I take a place in the presence of the Buddha and generate the mind for enlightenment. With a thought desiring to liberate migrating beings, I shall always go for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha until I reach the essence of enlightenment. With perseverance for the welfare of sentient beings due to wisdom with mercy, I take the place in the presence of the Buddhas and generate the mind of supreme enlightenment. With a thought desiring to liberate migrating beings, I shall always go for refuge to Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha until the essence, I may reach the essence of enlightenment. With perseverance for the welfare of sentient beings due to wisdom with mercy, I take place in the presence of the Buddhas and generate the mind of complete enlightenment. Rays of light emanate from the white tree that rests on the moon disk at my heart. One sound visualizes the great compassionate one, invoking from the natural abode Guru Arya, great compassionate one, having the aspect of 11 faces, surrounded by the root and lineage gurus, the assembly of deities of the great compassionate one, an assembly of meditational deities, Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Dakinis, Dakas, Dakinis, Dhamma protectors, guardians, and all abiding in space, before me on a wide stem, thousand-petaled lotus. Embodying all Buddhas and holders of the Vajra, roots of the three sublime ones, to all gurus I prostrate. One never tires of seeing your Vajra body's beauty, its qualities beyond thought. To gurus' forms I prostrate, melodious flower like speech, words like the mighty lion. Terrifying unbelievers, to Guru's speech I prostrate. Wisdom of bliss and voidness, like spaces free from concepts, dwelling in triple freedom. To Guru's minds I prostrate. Sugata's Dharmakaya, you see all six ranks beings. 11th head prevails all. Amitabha I prostrate, who helps according to need, with eyes of thousand Buddhas, with arms of thousand monarchs, to Chandra I prostrate, Dakini Lakshmi Kara, Nari and Dawa Shonen, Yeshe Sambo Dawa Gelsen, the lineage I prostrate, Chandra's great compassion, Manjushi's mindful knowing, Somkapa Jula sages, Lozang Drakpa I prostrate, guarding with great compassion, oceans of boundless merit, founders who are all knowing, Tathakas I prostrate, the path of sublime meaning, which free us from our passions, free us from suffering realms, to Dharma peace I prostrate, abiding in three trainings, showing the path to freedom, endowed with realizations, sublime Sangha I prostrate, born into the Shakya clan, destroyer of all evils, formed like a golden mountain, to Shaka's king I prostrate, a refuge for the guideless, to prevent untimely death, chief of the guides of this world, Amitayus I prostrate, Bhagavan with great compassion, you cleanse three poison sickness, purify bad migrations, Lapis Buddha I prostrate, you with youthful appearance, adorned with ample wisdom, Dispel darkness of the three worlds. To Manjushri I prostrate, much praised by all the Buddhas. Vast merits you collected, given a name Chandrezik. Always to you I prostrate. Sange Jayi Shinno, Tenagarwa do you shock. And to you Allah Allah, all Chandreziks I prostrate. Hagen Dorje Chu Wan Chu, Jingen On Hari Hari. Areas of ten directions, all Chandrezik I prostrate. Tara frees from samsara, to Tara from the eight views. Today free from all disease, Mother Tara I prostrate. You scare as Mahabala, as mantra king you're virtuous, taming all the unsubdued. Vajrapani I prostrate, equaling all the atoms of earth my body's prostrate, with confidence unshaken, to all those worthy of praise. Homage to beautiful I am Jushu. You lions among humans, of past, present, and future, in all corners of this world, with all my three doors I bow, by the power of this prayer, seeing Buddhas directly, I bow to them with bodies, as many as all atoms, on each atom of Buddhas, as many as all atoms. Like this I have conviction that everywhere are Buddhas, acclaiming all these Buddhas with oceans, endless oceans of praise, ocean-like melodious sounds. I sing Sugati's praises. The best of all the flowers, violets and bows and ointments, lamps, parasols, and incense, I offer to the conquerors, supreme fragrance garments, a Mount Meru of medicines, exquisite things well displayed, I offer to the conquerors, with strong faith in good actions, I prostrate to all conquerors, and offer them these offerings, extensive and unsurpassed. Offering goddesses arise from the free at one's heart and make offerings. Om Maya Lokishvara Saparivar Agam Pratija Soha Om Maya Lokishvara Saparivar Padyam Pratija Soha Om Maya Lokishvara Saparivar Pute Pratija Soha Om Ayurveda Sapariva Gyute Pratija Soha Om Ayurveda Sapariva Aloke Pratija Soha Om Ayurveda Sapariva Gyente Pratija Soha Om Ayurveda Sapariva Yude Paticha Soha Om Ayurveda Sapariva Shaka Paticha Soha. Om Sashi Pyugi Juicy Kaviraliji Nirgenpari Sange Shindu Mirdeluai Chadang Won Sun Ge Yun Jang Ye Ma Sun Lu Dang Lu Chun Che Bang Bu Me Ba Wu Yi Ren Xie Du Su Da Sa Yo Jing Ye Lo Da La Ne Gu Se Ken Ba Kan La Nya Yo La De Zhou Dao Zhu Ma Ru Xiao San Yu Zhang Niu Zhu San Ge Tong Zhu Yi Long Yi Dang Guru Ramandara Kang Niratayami. Whatever evil I have done with my body, speech, and mind, under the control of attachment, hatred, and confusion, ignorance, I confess all of them individually. Choe de Dishi Jabba Jabba Yana Bazo Bezangere Jingia Sana Cha Zero. Choe de Dishi Jabba Jabba Yana Bazo Bezangere Jingia Sana Cha Zero. Choe de Dishi Jabba Jabba Yana Bazo Bezangere Jingia Sana Cha Zero. Choe de Dishi Jabba Jabba Yana Bazo Bezangere Jingia Sana Cha Zero. Choe de Dishi Jabba Jabba Yana Bazo Bezangere Jingia Sana Cha Zero. Johnny de Vision Jabba Jobayana was a reason getting gas and a chazano. Johnny de Vision Jabba Jobayana was a reason getting gas and a chazano. O Namo Bhagavate Ramakidira Jaya Tadagadaya Aratism Zambudaya Tayata Om Radinani Maranani Bize Soha. O Namo Bhagavate Ramakidira Jaya Tadagadaya Aratism Zambudaya Tayata Om Radinani Maranani Bize Soha. O Namo Bhagavate Ramakidira Jaya Tadagadaya Aratism Zambudaya Tayata Om Radinani Maranani Bize Soha. O Namo Bhagavate Ramakidira Jaya Tadagadaya Arahade Sami Sambuddha Tayata Orani Marani Bize Soha. O Namo Bhagavate Ranakidira Jaya Tathagavaya Arate Sami Sambuddha Tayata Orani Marani Bize Soha. O Namo Bhagavate Ranakidira Jaya Tathagavaya Arate Sami Sambuddha Tayata Orani Marani Bize Soha. O Namo Bhagavate Ranakidira Jaya Tathagavaya Arate Sami Sambuddha Tayata Om Radhanani Maranani Vijay Soha. Om Namo Manju Shriye Namah Shriye Namah Uttama Shri Soha. Om Namo Manju Shriye Namah Shriye Namah Uttama Shri Soha. O Namo Manjushriye Namah Shriye Namah Uttama Shri Soha. Homage to the Confession of Bodhisattva's downfalls. I, Tenzin Namjon, throughout all times, take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dhamma. I take refuge in the Sangha. I, Tenzin Namjon, throughout all times, take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in the Buddha. take refuge in the dark, take refuge in the sun. I, this non-dual, throughout all times, take refuge in the Guru. I take refuge in the Buddha. I take refuge in the Dhamma. I take refuge in the Sangha. Lama Toma Juni Vidishi Shiva Jajamayana was always in the Pale of Shikha Two for a child. Shiva. Dashini Bhagati John Palachasa, Dishi Nurture Chasa, Dishaba, Luvan Yabula Chasa, Dishaba, Pagela Chasa, Dishaba, Pagela Chasa, Dishaba, Injimena Chasa, Dishaba, Injindala Chasa, Dishaba, Tonjana Chasa, Dishaba, Injindala Chasa, Dishaba, Trinameva Chasa, Dishaba, Pelchana Chasa, Dishaba, Sambala Chasa, Dishaba, Sambachina Chasa, Dishaba, Chula Chasa, Dishaba, Chula Chasa, Dishaba, Persana Chasa, Dishaba, Sinapela Chasa, Dishaba, Zitaya Chasa, Dishaba, Erpela Chasa, Dishaba, Magnetala Chasa, Dishaba, Semigula Chasa, Dishaba, Metopela Chasa, Dishaba, Savirasana, Barovena Campana Chasa, Dishaba, Pemirasana, Barovena Campana Chasa, Dishaba, Nupela Chasa, Dishaba, Timipela Chasa, Dishaba, Sembashani Bala Chasa, Dishaba, one for talking gas and Gelpana Chasa, Dishaba, Shinamba never Pela Chasa, Dishaba, Yurishi number Gelpana Chasa, Dishaba, Shinamba never Pela Chasa, Dishaba, Kuninama Pela Chasa, Dishaba, Nisha Pemi number never Chasa, Dishaba, Jajama, one of us over the religion, Temple, after Shuba, Rivangi Yabala Chasa, Ramatamancha, the Nisha, Majamayana, Gagava Shaka two Bala Chasa, Dishaba, Dojinevara, the John Bala Chasa, Dishaba, Dishaba, Rivangi Yabala Chasa, Dishaba, Oh, the Chasa, Dishaba, Pagera Chasa, Dishaba, Chasa, Dishaba, 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 Pagina Chasa, Dishaba, Sample, Dishaba, Sample China Chasa, Dishaba, Chu Chasa, Dishaba, Chu Laila Chasa, Dishaba, Pasana Chasa, Dishaba, Senapala Chasa, Dishaba, Siji Kaya Chasa, Dishaba, Dishaba, Maybe Pala Chasa, Dishaba, Senator Pula Chasa, Dishaba, Metal Pala Chasa, Dishaba, Sample Sana, the Camp Chasa, Dishaba, on the Camp Chasa, Dishaba, no Pala Chasa, Dishaba, can be Pala Chasa, Dishaba, Senator Yonja Chasa, Dishaba, on the Togi Gas and Gabala Chasa, Dishaba, Machine number never polishes, Dishaba, Uration number Gabala Chasa, Dishaba, on number never shake a Palace, Dishaba, cleaning up a Palace. And this is a very simple number, Dishaba, Limited and one of Shuba, Deva and Gabala Chasa, Lama Tamajin, Chachamayana, Masama, give us a two for the Chasa, this is not a John Chasa, Chasa, Bishop, Blue and Gabala Chasa, Bishop, Paudia, Pagera, Ishmael Chasa, Bishop, Pagina Chasa, Bishop, Tomadina Chasa, Bishop, Visit Chasa, Bishop, two Nepal Chasa, Bishop, President Chasa, Bishop, Sample Chasa, Seven Chasa, Bishop, Chula Chasa, Chula Chasa, Bishop, Pasa Chasa, Bishop, Senator Chasa, Bishop, CG Tayana Chasa, Bishop, Chasa, Bishop, Nine Chasa, Seneca Pula Chasa, Bishop, Metal Chasa, Bishop, Sample Chasa, Campbell Chasa, Bishop, Premiers and number of Campbell Chasa, Bishop, no Chasa, Bishop, Chubby Palace, Bishop, Sympathy Yonja Chasa, Bishop, over to the Yasin Gabala Chasa, Bishop, Shinamana, the Palace, Bishop, you should not make a Chasa, Bishop. Never never shall be better chance this one. I'm a copy better to this one. Which a payment number never chance. Which a payment number never chance. This one shall my hand but look at it. River shall come around. She was Sunday. Do you want to get one has to the bottom of the perfectly complete, but Rango is king makes and signs of frustrated. To the bottom until they get all. So when they sound really means the skills. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha. Same sex symbol, Ninja, Karsha, Kanaka, Kasha. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Supreme One, Free From Soul, Kasha. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha. Middle Ocean, Proclaim Dharma, Kasha. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha. Clean on the face, Buddhism. Prohibition of Dharma, Kasha. To the Bhagavan Tathagata Arhat, perfectly complete Buddha. Medicine for the King of the Office, like Kasha. All you 35 Buddhas, 7 medicine Buddhas, and others, as many Tathagatas are, has perfectly Buddhism are. His existing, sustaining, residing all world systems of 10 directions, only Buddha Bhagavans, please pay attention to me. In this life and all the states of rebirth and fresh, sickness and thought throughout beginning of lives, whatever negative actions I've created, may those created rejoice in the creation of. Whichever position of Suba's possession of Sangha, possession of Sangha, 10 directions that I have appropriated, may those appropriate rejoice in appropriation of. Whichever among the 5 actions of the retribution I've done, cause to be done, rejoice in doing of. Whichever of the 10 non-virtuous actions I'm engaged in, cause others to engage in, rejoice in engaging of. Whatever I am being obscured by these karmas that causes me to be reborn as a sinning being in the hell realm, in the animal realm, in the preta realm, in any religious country as a barbarian, as an all God, with imperfect faculties holding all views and not being pleased with Buddha's descent. In the presence of the Buddha Bhagavans who are transcendental wisdom, who are eyes, who are innocence, who are valid, and seated on the mission consciousness, I make and confess all these negativities. I do not conceal them nor hide them, and from now on in the future, I'll abstain and refrain from committing them again. All Buddha Bhagavans, please pay attention to me. In this life and all the states of rebirth in which I have suffered some sorrow throughout beginning lives, whatever roots of virtue I have created by generosity, even as the Lord gave me just one mouthful of food through being born in the animal realm, whatever roots of virtue I have created by God and morality, whatever roots of virtue I have created by following pure conduct, whatever roots of virtue I have created by fully loving sending beings, whatever roots of virtue I have created by generating bodhicitta, and whatever roots of virtue I have created by mass past transcendental wisdom, all these assemble together, combine together. I fully dedicate to the runs past and external, that higher than higher, that spirit to the sphere. Thus, I completely dedicate to the highest perfectly complete enlightenment. Just as the previous Buddha Bhagavans are fully dedicated, just as the future Buddha Bhagavans will fully dedicate, and just as the present Buddha Bhagavans are fully dedicating, like that I too dedicate fully. I confess all negativities individually. I rejoice in all merits. I urge and request all the Buddhas, may I achieve supreme, holy, fearless transcendental wisdom. To the conquerors, the best of humans, those who are living in the present time, those who live in the past, and those who will likewise come, to all those who have qualities vast as deep in the ocean, with hands folded, I approach for refuge. Towards me, O great Vajradhara, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas abide in the 10 directions, and all of them will Sangha, please pay attention to me. I who maintains an arjun, separate existence since beginning of time to the present, overpowered by mental addictions such as attachment and hatred and ignorance, by means of my body, speech, and mind, have created 10 non-virtuous actions. I've engaged in the 5 uninterrupted negative karmas and the 5 million uninterrupted negative karmas. I've transcribed the vows of the new generation, transcribed the vows of Bodhisattva, transcribed the smiles of secret mantra. I've been disrespectful to my parents, but disrespectful to my Vajra masters and my habit, disrespectful to my spiritual friends living in our nation. I have committed actions harmful to the 3 rest of violence, abandoned holy Dharma, criticizing our sound, harm sentient beings, and so on. These and many other non-virtuous negative actions I have done, caused to others to do and just others doing, and so forth. In the presence of the great Guru Vajradhara, all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas who abide in the 10 directions and the Venerable Sangha, I admit this entire collection of false and transgressions are obstacles to my own high rebirth and liberation, and causes of cycle existence and miserable rebirths. I do not conceal them, and I accept them as negative. I promise to refrain from doing these actions again in the future. By confessing and acknowledging them, I will attain body happiness, while by not confessing and acknowledging them, true happiness will not come. I rejoice in all positive potential of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers, those still training, those beyond, and all transmigratory beings. You who are the bright lights of the world in 10 directions who attain the Buddhist omniscience to the stage of awakening, all you who are my guides, please turn the supreme wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you, my actions, Prime Nirvana, please save us, me as members of the atoms of the world, for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight virtue I have accumulated by prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, urging, and requesting, I dedicate it all to full awakening. Om Amoga Shila Sambara Bara Bara Ma Shila Sava Kama Vivijita Bhuja Dara Dara Samanda Avalubide Hunde So Om Amoga Shila Sambara Bara Bara Ma Shila Sava Kama Vivijita Bhuja Dara Dara Samanda Avalubide Hunde So Om Amoga Shila Sambara Bara Bara Ma Shila Sava Kama Vivijita Ujadara Dara Zamunda Avalugide Hunde Soha Omagaveshiras. Omagaveshira Sambara Bara Bara Mashira Sabate Bujita Ujadara Dara Zamunda Avalugide Hunde Soha. May I maintain flawless morality of the Dhamma rules and immaculate morality. May I complete the perfection of moral conduct by keeping my pure and untainted by pride. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May all sentient beings ever separated from happiness that knows no suffering. May all sentient beings abide in unity, free of attachment and hatred, those that are close and distant. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from the happiness that knows no suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred, for those that are close and distant. May all sentient beings have happiness and the cause of happiness. May all sentient beings be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May all sentient beings never be separated from happiness that knows no suffering. May all sentient beings abide in equanimity, free of attachment and hatred, for those that are close and distant. The deities of the field of collecting merit return to their own abodes. Om Sababa Shuddha Sababa Ma Sababa Shuddha. The natures of myself, the deity to be meditated upon, and all phenomena are in essence of one taste and emptiness. From the sphere of emptiness, the aspect of the tone of the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum resounds, pervading the realm of space. My mind, in the aspect of the indifferentiable suchness of myself and the deity, becomes a moon mandala upon which the very aspect of the tone of the mantra residing in space is set down, having the form of written syllables, like the very pure mercury, adhering to grains of gold. That completely transforms into a thousand petal lotus, as brilliant as refined gold, marked at the center by the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. From the tips of multicolored light rays emitted from the moon, lotus, and mantra, innumerable holy bodies of the Arya Avalokiteshvara spread out, pervading all realms of space. Great clouds of miraculously emanated offerings are beautifully offered to the Buddhas and their children. From yet another great emanating cloud, a continuous rain of nectar descends, extinguishing the fires of suffering of all migrators of the hells and other realms. They are satisfied with bliss and become Avalokiteshvara. Then the light rays, along with the bodies of the deity, return and enter into one's own mind in the aspect of the moon mandala, lotus, and mantra ground. These transform into a multicolored lotus and moon seat, upon which oneself arises as Arya Avalokiteshvara with a white colored body in the prime of youth and radiating rays of light. Of the 11 faces, the root face is white, the right green, and the left red. Above that, the central face is green, the right red, and the left white. Above that, the central face is red, the right white, and the left green. They also have long, narrow eyes and smiling expressions. Above these is a black, wrathful face with fangs bared and wrathful wrinkles, a third eye, and orange hair standing upright. On the crown is a peaceful red face with a crown protrusion, having a chaste aspect, devoid of ornaments, and with its own neck. The first two hands are full at the heart and hold a jewel. The second right hand holds a rosary. Third eliminates anger and thirst of hungry ghosts by sending down a stream of nectar from the mudra granting sublime realization. And the fourth holds a wheel. The second left hand holds the golden lotus with a stem, the third holds a water vessel, and the fourth holds a bow and arrow. The remaining 992 hands, as soft as lotus petals, are in the mudra of granting sublime realizations. In the palm of every hand is an eye. The hands do not extend above the crown protrusion nor below the knees. An antelope skin covers the left breast, and there is a lower garment of fine cloth. I am endowed with a golden belt adorned with jewels and beautified with locks of orange hair. I have a jeweled crown, earrings, necklace, armlets, bracelets, anklets, wear garments, wear garments of various colored silk, and radiate rays of white light. On the crown of the central head is a white Om, the throat a red Ah, and the heart a blue Hum. Upon A moon mandala at the heart is a white tree with long vow and subsequent aspiration. Om Padma Ubhavaye Soha. 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 Light rays radiate from the tree of the heart, invoking from the natural abode, our Avalokiteshvara, surrounded by the entire assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Om Ayalokeshvara Saparivala Vajra Samaya Zaza Zahum Bambo. They become non-dual to oneself, the commitment being. Again, light rays radiate from the tree of one's heart, invoking the empowering deities, the five Buddha families, with Amitabha as the principal, together with their retinues. Om Panchakula Saparivara Agam Pradija Soham. Om Panchakula Saparivara Agam Pradija Soham. Om Panchakula Saparivara Agam Pradija Soham. Om Panchakula Saparivara Jīve Pratija Soha. Om Panchakula Savaiva Aloke Pratija Soha. Om Panchakula Savaiva Gende Pratija Soha. Om Panchakula Savaiva Gende Pratija Soha. Om Panchakula Savaiva Shakam Pratija Soha. All Tathagatas, please bestow the empowerment upon me. Requested thus, the goddess dressed in white and the others, who emitted from the Tathagata's hearts, hold aloft vases filled with nectar and say, just as the gods offered a bath at the time of the Buddha's birth, so too do I offer a bath with the pure water of the gods. Om Savatavajata Abhisketa Samay Shri. It is so the empowerment. Thereby the entire body is filled, and all the defilements are purified. From a transformation of excess water remaining on the crown, the head becomes adorned with red Amitabha on the crown, who is the very nature of one's guru. Blue Akshobhya on the forehead, yellow Ratna Sambhava behind the right ear, white Vajrachana at the back, and green Amoghasiddhi behind the left ear. On a cushion at one's heart is the exalted wisdom being, our Avalokiteshvara, with a white-colored body, one face, and two hands. The right hand is in the mudra of bestowing sublime realization, and the left holds the lotus at his heart. The moon cushion at his heart is marked by the concentration being a white tree with a long vow and subsequent aspiration. Om Dhamata Grihom Om Savavashuddha Savavama Savavashuddhoham. The offering substances become just empty. From within emptiness, from boom syllables, vast and extensive, precious vessels arise. Within each, the silver all melts into light, from which arise drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music. Empty in nature, they have the aspect of individual types of offerings and function to bestow special uncontaminated bliss. Om Agam, Bhajamam, Om Pureyam, Om Pureyam, Om Aluyam, Om Gayam, Om Shada, Om Nivayam, Om Shada. Om Ayurveda Safarivan Aryam Pratija Soha Om Ayurveda Safarivan Aryam Pratija Soha Om Ayurveda Safarivan Pratija Soha Om Maya Mukhisana Sapariva Dive Patisasoha Om Maya Mukhisana Sapariva Aloke Patisasoha Om Maya Mukhisana Sapariva Yenge Patisasoha Om Maya Mukhisana Sapariva Nirdevatisasura Omaya Logishana Sapariva Shaka Highly venerated by all the Buddhas, you accumulate all holy qualities and control the name of the Lokeshvara. I prostrate to all his merciful one. Om Guru Savatavata Kaya Waka Sita Pramana Savatavata Vajapada Madana Karomi Om Vasumati Shri Soa 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 Om Vasumati Shri Soa. On a moon disk at one's heart is the concentration being the several free, surrounded by garlands of mantras to be recited, white in color and standing clockwise. Light rays radiate from them, filling all the inside of one's body and purifying all negativities and obscurations. Light rays radiate outward, from which an incalculable assembly of deities of the great compassionate one are emitted, purifying the negativities and obscurations of all sinning beings and setting them in the state of Ayurveda. These then collect back and dissolve into the tree in one's heart. Om Namo Ramachaya Namo Ayurjana Sangaro Gururajaya Tathagata Arhade Samya Sambuddhaya Nama Sava Tathagata Arhade Samya Sambuddhaya Nama Arya Avalokiteshvaraya Bodhisattvaya Mahasattvaya Mahakarikaya Tayata Om Dara Dara Diri Diri Duru Duru Itivate Chale Chale Prachale Prachale Kusume Kusuma Pare Lili Lili Chitte Zavana Paraye Soha Tatam Dara Dara Diri Diri Omane beme, omane beme, omane beme, omane beme. Omane beme. Om Dharma Sara Dhamma Mala Paraya Jim Jim Om Dharma Sara Jim Jim Om Dharma Sara Dhamma Mala Paraya Jim Jim Punam Hao Bhagwan Sabada Begada Om Dhamma Tati Om Te Om Sabha Shiva Sabadama Sabhava Shuddho the mandala becomes just empty. From within emptiness, a white beam, radiating five-colored light rays, separates from the feet of my heart and comes to rest at the side of the mandala. It transforms into a multicolored lotus on which rests a multicolored crossed vajra. Upon its central hub is the inestimable mansion composed of a variety of jewels. It is square with four doors and four archways. In the middle of that is an eight-petaled lotus, at the center of which is a precious throne, upon which are variegated lotus and moon. On each of the petals in the four cardinal directions is a moon seed. Upon the central cushion is a white syllable free, which becomes a white eight-petal lotus as brilliant as refined gold, and marked by the syllable free. Light rays radiate from it, making offerings to the Arya beings and enacting the welfare of all sentient beings. They collect back, and from their transformation arises Arya with a white-colored body in the prime of youth and radiating rays of light. Of the 11 faces, the root face is white, the right green, the left red. Above that, the central face is green, the left red. Sorry, right, the right red and the left white. Above that, the central face is red, the right white, and the left green. They also have long, narrow eyes and smiling expressions. Above these is a wrathful black face with bared fangs and wrathful wrinkles, a third eye, and orange hair standing upright. On its crown is a peaceful red face with a crown protrusion, having Che's aspect, devoid of ornaments and with its own neck. The first two hands are folded at the heart and hold a jewel. The second right hand holds a rosary. The third eliminates the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghost by sending down a stream of nectar from the mudra, granting sublime realizations. and the fourth holds a wheel. The second left hand holds a golden lotus with a stem, the third holds a water vessel, and the fourth holds a bow and arrow. The remaining 992 hands, as soft as lotus petals, are in the mudra granting sublime realization. In the palm of every hand is an eye. The hands do not extend above the crown, protrusion, nor below the knees. An antelope skin covers the left breast, and there is a lower garment of fine cloth. He is endowed with a golden belt, adorned with jewels, and is beautified with locks of orange hair. He has a jeweled crown, earrings, necklace, armlets, bracelets, anklets, wears garments of various colored silks, and rays of white light. In the east from home, Lakshobya, right hand pressing the earth, left in equipoise. In the south from Tram, yellow Ratnasambhava, right hand granting, giving the sublime, left in equipoise. In the west from Om, white Vadachana, with the mudra of supreme enlightenment. In the north from A, Green City, right hand giving refuge, left in the mudra of equipoise. They are all also beautified with precious ornaments and garments of various silks, seated with their legs in the Vajra posture. Upon a lotus and moon disk at the heart of the principal deity, the white tree, there is the white tree from which light rays radiate, invoking from the Vitala in the southern direction. Arya Avalokiteshvara surrounded by the entire assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas of the ten directions. Malu Senchen Kungi Yoji Dunde Punche Nize Jose Lao Muna Manu Yandoi Yude Chonden Gorche Neyu Shesu So Om Ayurvishwara Sapare Vaja Vaja Samaya Zaza Zahum Bam They become non-dual with the committed beings. The crowns of all the deities are marked by a white Om, throats by a red Ah, and their hearts by a blue Hum. Again, light rays radiate from the tree at the central deity's heart, invoking the empowering deities, the five Buddha families, with Amitabha as their principal, together with their retinues. Om Panchakula Saparivar Ardam Pradijal Soha Om Panchakula Saparivar Ardam Pradijal Soha Om Panchakula Saparivar Pure Pradijal Soha Om Panchakula Saparivar Pure Pradijal Soha Om Panchakula Saparivar Aloke Pradijal Soha Om Panchakula Saparivar Gembe Paticha Soha Om Panchakula Savareva Yure Paticha Soha Om Panchakula Savareva Shata Paticha Soha. All Tathagatas, please restore the empowerment upon him. Requested thus the goddess dressed in white and the others, who were emitted from the Tathagata's hearts, hold aloft vases filled with nectar and say, just as the god offered a bath at the time of the Buddha's birth, so too do I offer a bath with the pure water of the gods. O Savatagata Adhikata They fully empowerment. Thereby the entire body is filled and all the defilements are purified. From the transformation of the excess water remaining on the crown, the head becomes adorned with Amitabha on the crown, Akshobhya on the forehead, Vanasambhava behind the right ear, Badachana at the back, and Amoghasiddhi behind the left ear. Om Paramatake Om De Om Sarvashiva Savadama Savavashidoham. The offering substances become just empty. From within emptiness, from broom syllables, vast and extensive precious vessels arise. Within each, the silver all melts into light, from which arise drinking water, water for the feet, flowers, incense, lamps, perfume, food, and music. Empty in nature, they have the aspect of the individual types of offering and function to bestow special, uncontaminated bliss. Om Adama, Om Padama, Om Pujaya, Om Vijaya, Om Adivaya, Om Vinaya, Om Vinaya, Om Shaka, Om Rupa, Om Shaka, Om Vinaya, Om Rasa, Om Sasha. Om Maya Lokeshwara Sapariva Aram Patichasoha Om Maya Lokeshwara Sapariva Aram Patichasoha Om Maya Lokeshwara Sapariva Patichasoha Om Ayurveda Krishna Sabare Jive Paticha Soha Om Ayurveda Krishna Sabare Aloke Paticha Soha Om Ayurveda Krishna Sabare Yende Paticha Soha Om Ayurveda Krishna Sabare Yule Patisasoha Om Maya Lukisha Sabaya Shaka Patisasoha Om Maya Lukisha Sabaya Rupa Patisasoha Om Maya Lukisha Sabaya Shaka Patisasoha Om Arya Lokiswana Sabariva Gembe Paticha Soha Om Arya Lokiswana Sabariva Rasa Paticha Soha Om Arya Lokiswana Sabariva Spasha Paticha Soha. In order to purify my mind, I offer an exquisite precious garment, multicolored like India's very great boa, that when touched becomes the cause of bliss. May I be adorned with the holy garment of patience. Om Vajravastaya Ahum Soha. Because the victorious ones are adorned with natural ornaments of the marks and signs, they do not need any other kind of ornament. But by offering the supreme jewel ornaments, the Almighty good indeed achieve the holy body adorned with marks and signs. Om Vaja Alankara Vapushani So Aham Soha. By offering this auspicious vase of beautiful jewels filled with the essences of the assembly of gods, may all stains of karma and delusions be purified, and may I be imbued with Moshe Boishita. Om Raja Kala Shah. O Shingambu Yo Benza Bu Wanjin Zegi Chachi Om Benza Yegi Ahu Chi Sai Koi De O Su Yi Ya Gori Da Cha Lu Ta Bo Lo Zambu Ni Nu Ba Lan Zhi Jan Jan Yin Yen Du Da Nu Ba Nga Ya Du Nga Ya Jin Yu De Na Na Zhu Zhuo Jan Yin Yen Dan Jan Yin Yen Yi Da Rinpoche Li Wo Pa Zhen Yi Xin De Ju Yi Ba Ma Mu Pa Yi No To Guru Rinpoche No Guru Rinpoche Sumo Rinpoche Lombo Rinpoche Lambo Rinpoche Tacho Rinpoche Mapo Rinpoche Techen Po Rinpomba Ye Ma Trewa Ma Lui Ma Gai Ma Medoma Dibdema Nasema Chijama Nima Dao Rinpoche Du Shole Nama Yewe Gyata Du Sula Mi Taja Pusu Sawa Masawa Mi Basa Shi Do Ida Chin Chin Sawa Dan Juba Chepe Teten Lama Dampa Nama Keba Du Yang Pacho Tu Che Chen Bola So Po Dan Chapa Na Shingambu Agyo Tuche Joe Zundu Shesu So Shene Gyanda So Jo Magyu Nage Tada Nyan Pe Sem Shen Tam Che Tu Sewa Chen Bu Dene Chingila Tu Zon Won Sa Shi Bu Yi Ju Shi Ne To Chan Li Ha Li Ji Ni De Gen Pa Ni San Ge Shi Du Mi De Wu Ha Jo Kyu Na Da Ji La Chi Wa Shu Da Yi Cha Dong Mon Su Ye Yun Zhang Lian Ba Su Lü Da Lun Chi Che Pa Po Me Va Gu Gi Le She Du Song Ran Sa Jo Ji Ni Ro Ve Na Me Ku Se Ten Ba Dan Ka Nya Yo La De Ki Jung A Nam Dai Jie Ma Lu So San Ju Zhang Yu Du Sa Ge To Bai Jin Lo Idam Gura Mandara Kambira Kaya 1,000 arms are 1,000 kings. 1,000 eyes are the excellent eons, 1,000 Buddhas. I prostrate and offer praise to the venerable Avalokiteshvara, who shows whatever is needed to subdue those to be subdued. Although the Dhammakaya is inseparable like space, Your form bodies are separately visible like rainbows, are prostrate and offer praise to the five families gone to bliss, who attain mastery over method and wisdom. Streams of nectar descend from the fingers of both the self and front generations, filling the vase with the nectar of exalted wisdom. Namo Ramachayaya Nama Ayajana Sagara Vairashana Urajaya Tathagata Ahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namasara Tathagata Ahate Samya Sambuddhaya Namaya Avalokiteshvaraya Bodhisattvaya Masavaya Mahakarunikaya Tayata Ondara Dara Diri Diri Duru Duru Itivate Shale Shale Prachale Prachale Kusume Kusuma Vare Ili Lili Chitte Jala Mapalaye Soha Namarana Chayana. Oh, money be me, oh, money be me, oh, money be me, oh, money be me, oh, money. Oh, Om Pema Saba Samaya, Manapaya, Pema Saba Samaya, Sabra The exalted was beings of the self-generation absorb into the friend generation. Upon a lotus and moon at the crown of my head was a Bhikshuni Lakshmi, dressed as a renunciate. With hands folded at her heart, she intercedes with a merit field on my behalf. Mm, Om, I prostrate. Om, I prostrate to the protector of the world. You are the guru of the world, praised by the three realms. The one who is praised by the chief, the worthy gods, Mars and Brahma. Praising you, the supreme king of sages, fills the wish of beings. I prostrate to the supreme protector of the three realms, holding a noble, holy body containing the bodies of infinite ones gone to bliss. Your crown holds the one gone to bliss, your infinite heart. Your supreme generous right hand dispels the hunger and thirst of the hungry ghosts. Your left hand is perfectly adorned with a glowing lotus. You're the one with a flashing red yellow garland of fragrant top hair. Your face is beautiful like a full moon. Your lotus eyes are exquisite and encompassing. Your fragrant body is pure white like a snow or a conch. You wear clusters of flawless glittering pearls. You adorn with beautiful iris like the red of dawn. Your arms are arranged like a pond of lotuses. You are youthful and have the color of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are adorned by many jewels. Your palms are smooth and young as fresh leaves. Your left breast is covered by an antelope skin. You wear alluring earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell in supreme sand source. The surface of your abdomen is smooth as rose petal. Spring Sublime golden belt adorned jewels. You wear a skirt of exquisite cloth around the hips. You have the able one's supreme wisdom gone beyond the great ocean. You have collected a multitude of merit to acquire the supreme state. You are the source of constant bliss in the spell of aging and disease. You are the triple and display holy deeds to those enjoying space. Supreme embodied beings victor in battle with moral forces. Your feet are aligned with the sonic of anklets. You isolate beings from self-interest with the four blows of Dharma. You move with a swan's gait and like a proud elephant. You fully, completely the accumulation of after doctrine. You're the one who frees from the ocean of milk and the ocean of water, whatever matter when always rises dark, respectfully brings all the facial light to mind. Purely and clearly recite the supreme praise, all their mundane and super mundane needs will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. I precious as the director of the world, you are the guru of the world, Christ about 3 times. The one who spreads about two for word, the thousand miles of long vision, you screen things, station for others to be. I pressure this screen, connected to them, holding in the body, containing their body, and one comes to this. The final to one's gone to this again, left, goes from the generous right hand, around here, and twist along the left hand, spread the zone, go on this. You are the one, fashion, you're the one, garment, garden, that hair. The physical, like a home when you're the side, shooting and comes in. If I can manage with that, so thank you, like also, while it's killing girls, you are down for the well, your hands are raising on purposes, you are your family, on class, you two shoulders are down managers, the conscious movement, and the your level. It's called by numbers, can you wear any present and honest? You don't have the same songs, the service of your enemies, who have lost whatever you have, sublime, going down, Jews. You are a scholar of the physical abundance, you have the ones bringing the body and the relation, you are the mother of the mentor, is proud of the stream, you are the source of possibilities in this elevation disease. You're the sugar that in spite all the Jesus who doesn't enjoy space, been running the victim that on my clothes. If you don't know some commands, you have said these when you something you before words of honor, you lose something about you. For the game of the nation of the black, you are the one who plays on music, nothing more than one. Every man, every man, you are the dog. Starting to be down to his brother and clearly on your side. Clear says its screenplays all their mundane to and needs will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. All my our precious is that everyone do praise my dreams. The one who's made one to the word of God's bonds and Brahma. Praising you. Spring beings, and feathers and beings, I precious experience of those dreams. Holding the body of the divine is the no one gone with your crown holds the one. God was in my years, spring generous right now, spouse, and thirst of the Holy Ghost. Your hand is perfectly adorned with golden lotus. You're the one, red, yellow, brown, garment, garden, color. Your face is blue and warm, you let his eyes are and then comes in. Your body is pure white like snow comes. You wear such a flawless skin, because you're done, beautiful language, and you have your arms are raised, your palm roses, you don't have the color of arms hands. Your two shoulders are adorned, many jewels. Your palms are the best of these. Your lips come there, your skin there, your faces and your dogs and sense of surreal. Yes, going to join many jewels. You wear a skirt of exclusive cloth on hips. You have a one swimming in Bambi. The great ocean. You have collected a multitude of men. Two quite streams that you are you're the source of family business for the disease. Your children and already those submarine if you don't know the sound of going there's a submarine four boats environment, you know the response getting like about it. You could have been the accumulation of legend. You were the one that raised one legend, water. Whatever man I want to exactly bring up with these water purely created besides its screenplays. All their mundane needs will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. All my precious is protected in the world. You're the right there, the one which presents the shield with God's mind on it. Raising you to things that you don't take over enough for the no one is in the body, no one gonna let your crown holds the one gone to this one on your hunger and thirst of hunger. Your that hands baby, perfect adornment, you're the one. God is bring time to your woman. Your those eyes are exquisite and encompassing. Your fragrant body is really like a stone pouch. You represent as well as getting pearls. You are doing beautiful ladies and your arms are in you are the color of the glass. You are to your arms are so and young as best of these. Whatever is and the skin. You are the slow like a rose petal. You have spun gold belt, gold jewels. You are created cloth down around the hips. You have the A1 swings and body on the great ocean. You have the multi natural body swim check. You are the constitution. You are the constitution disease. It is your liberating and the small holy deeds, those enjoying space. Serene body being bigger and better on Mars voices. Your feet are faces on golden you as they beams from salvation to the four boys of them. You move the swan's gate, and like a proud elephant, you fully complete the accumulation of the after doctrine. You are the one who creates the notion, imagination, water, whatever man only knows what is done, which every being something is wrong, and purely and clearly, besides the spirit, all that mundane and super remedies will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. I prostrate to the good of the world, as the protector of the world, you the great one, protect, praised by the universe, the one who is praised by the chief and worthy God, divine and Brahma. Praising you, the king of sages, fills the wishes of um, beings. I prostrate the spirit, protector of the universe, holder of noble, body containing the bodies in one individual. Crown holds one cup of wisdom in general, their screen generous reverence about the hunger flesh. After the hungry culture that friends spread the adornment, for the notice is one with a flashing red yellow brown fragrant top hair. Your face is beautiful like a rising moon, your lips as Susan and Consing. Your finger body is pure as a bunch. You wear country, flawless, living dress. You adorn very full like is in the bed of dawn. Your arms are arranged in the front of lotuses. Your youth eyes color around you are two shoulders. I don't want to do and young especially God you wear earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell on screen signs others. Shows you out of the soul, the rose petal. You have the spines, golden veil jewels. You wear a skirt of exquisite cloth around the hips. You have the springs and diamonds. You're the cousin you should contribute to the struggle of aging disease. The children is very on the beach of the grace of wine, body, and rose. If you don't know, you have to be on you move on, you feel like the recognition, look at the action, you want to free solution, whatever. Our judge now, Praise organization one and purely and clearly as extreme praise all the mundane supermundane needs will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. Mm. Oh, my precious is the protector of the Lord, you praise God, you are the one and praise God, you more than God, praising you, praising King of Sages, fills with his any being. I praise this being, protector of the holder in the body. Containing bodies of infidels, God of Israel, crown, holder one, God of your left hand is perfectly adorned with a golden rose. You are the one with a flashing red, yellow, garland fragrant hot hair. Your face is beautiful like a white full moon. Your lotus eyes are exquisite and comes in. Your finger body is pure by the soul punch. You wear glasses on flawless glittering threads. You are the beautiful like red on your arms are rings like a palm moon. You are the crown, color of long clouds. Your two shoulders are drawn by the your palms are so long as the leaves. Your left wrist is combined with skill. You wear ring bracelets on your wrist. You do not stream songs as you serve your eyes from the balls better. You have a swan golden background. You wear skirts with a cloth around you have big ones. Stream within bars behind the great ocean. You act like a multi-known to a party stream state. You are the source of constant blissfulness from the raging disease. You are jubilant in this way. Holy be to those who enjoy space. Spring body being victim of battle march forces your feet on with the sound of golden anklets. You are saving from salvation for the four boys along. You move with his swans getting as about you feel become completely accumulation of God's action. You're the one who frees from the ocean and tomorrow. Whatever man all the beings of the Israel and created as his being praised. All the mundane and super needs will be filled in this life and all future lives. Oh, my prostrate to the protector of the world. You are the good and well praised by the one who is praised by the chief of the world and God's mind, Brahman, praising you, the king of sages, fills the wish of these. I precious dreams, protector of three realms, holding on the wall. Holy body, containing bodies of heaven and one gone to bliss. Your crown holds the one gone to bliss of infinite life. Your supreme generous right hand spells the hunger and thirst of hungry ghosts. Your left hand is perfectly adorned with golden lights. You are the one with the flashing yellow red garland fragrant top hair. Your face is beautiful like a rising moon. Your those eyes are exquisite and encompassing. Your favorite body is feeling like a small country, regular clusters of color skin and furs. Your dome is beautiful like a red brown. Your arms are arranged like crown of lotuses. Your beautiful eyes are the color of autumn clouds. Your two shoulders are drawn by many jewels. Your palms are smooth as young as the best of leaves. Your left breast is covered by a of skin. You wear earrings, bracelets, and ornaments. You dwell in spring, sand, and service of it. Abdomen smooth, blood spell. You have spine golden petal, domes, jewels. You wear a skirt or exclusive collar around the hips. You have the able one's famous and gone beyond the great ocean. You have collected a multitude of men to apply the supreme state. You're the source of constant bliss and spell of the aging disease. You're the tribulator and display holy deeds to those enjoying space, screen body being within battle watch forces your feet are illuminated with the sound of golden anklets. You isolate beings from self-images of the floor. Above the ground, you move as far as much brighter than you completely the accumulation of the path of doctrine. You are the one who frees from the ocean of milk and the ocean of water, whatever manner of woman, always rises at dawn, respectively brings Avalokiteshvara to mind, and purely and clearly recites the supreme praise. All their mundane and supermundane needs will be fulfilled in this life and all future lives. O Maria, compassionate eyed one, who is the treasure of compassion. I request you, please listen to me. Please guide myself, mothers and fathers, in all 6 realms to be freed quickly from the great ocean of samsara. I request that the vast and profound, fearless awakening mind may grow with the tear of your great compassion. Please cleanse all karmas and illusions. Please lead with your hand of compassion me and my greatest two fields of bliss. Please Amrita Vayanchayesi in all my life be virtuous friends. Show well beyond deceptive pure path and quickly place us in Buddha's state. Om Pemrata Kridhunte Om Sabhava Shiva Savadama Sabhava Shivoham. The Torma offerings become just empty. From within emptiness, Broom becomes a vast and extensive precious vessel, inside of which Om melts and becomes a great ocean of uncontaminated, exalted wisdom nectar. Om Aya Lokeshvara Sabhadevara Idam Balanta Kakakai. Oh, Omahum Omahum Omahum. Om Aya Lokeshvara Sabhadevara Idam Balanta Kakakai Kai. Om Aya Lokeshvara Sabhadevara Idam Balanta Kakai Kai. Om Aya Lokeshvara Sabhadevara Idam Balanta Kakai Kai. Om Aya Lokeshvara Sabhadevara Idam Padam Pube Pube Alokde Gembe Nude Shara Pakita Soha. Your thousand arms are a thousand wheel-turning kings. Your thousand eyes are the excellent neon thousand Buddhas. I prostrate in awful praise to the venerable Avalokiteshvara who shows whatever is needed to subdue those to be subdued. Om Akaro Mukam Savadamanam Anadadupana Tvata Om Ahunte Soha Om Akaro Mukam Savadamanam Ayat Nupana Tavata Om Ahunte Soha Om Akaro Mukam Savadamanam Anupana Tvata Om Ahunte Soha Om Dakin Shri Dhammapada Sapariware Argam Bhagyam Hüde Düde Alerge Gyande Nude Shata Patikarto Dakas and the keys. And guardians of Dhamma will protect the white side. Please accept this formal offering, endow with the five sense pleasures, and help the teachings to flourish, my greatest to have happiness, and the goals of myself and others to be fulfilled as we wish. Nama Savatata Kavala, Avalokite, Om Sambara Sambara Home, Nama Savatata Kavala, Avalokite, Om Sambara Sambara Home, Nama Savatata Kavala, Avalokite, Om Sambara Sambara Home. I appreciate the Tathagata many jewels. I appreciate the Tathagata holy beautiful form. I appreciate the Tathagata very gentle body. I appreciate the Tathagata free of all fears. Owner of the place and others, you eight groups of mighty ones, please accept this formal offering down with five sense pleasures, and have the teachings to flourish, all bad conditions to be pacified, and the Dharma goals of myself and others to be fulfilled as we wish. The bathhouse has an extremely sweet fragrance, a crystal floor, and beautiful sparkling jeweled pillars. The roof is covered by a canopy and decorated with shining pearls. Just as the gods offered a bath at the time of the Buddha's birth, so I too offer a bath for the pure water of the gods. By offering ablution to the protector of the Vishwad and of my goodness as a stream of fragrant nectar, may all stains and two obscurations of my goodness be cleansed, and may there be the good fortune to acquire the same three bodies. Om Savatada Gata Ave. Om Keshvara Saparivara Abhishkata Samaya Shri Ahum. To the Tathagatas and their sons, with many jeweled vases exquisitely filled with pleasing perfume, accompanied by a variety of excellent songs and music, I offer this bath. Om Sarvadagata Aya Lokeshvara Saparivara Abhishkata Samaya Shri Ahum. I dry your holy bodies with incomparable, clean, fragrantly scented cloth. Om Jai Shri Om Savatadagata Ayam Vishwana Saparivara Kaya Vishana Bhase Soha. In order to purify my mind, I offer an exquisite, precious garment, multicolored like Indra's variegated bow, which when touched becomes the cause of bliss. May I be adorned with the holy garment of patience. Om Vajra Vasaya Ahum Soha. Because the victorious ones are adorned with the natural ornaments of the marks and signs, they do not need any other kind of ornament. But by offering these supreme jeweled ornaments, may all migrating beings achieve the holy body adorned with the marks and signs. Om Vaja Alamkar Vakushani Ahum Soha. By offering this auspicious vase, beautified with jewels, and filled with various essences, may all stains of karma and delusions be purified, and may we be imbued with the moisture of bodhicitta. Om Vaja Kalasha Ahum. Out of your loving compassion for myself and my great beings, O Bhagavan, please may, through the force of your manifest manifestations, for as long as we continue to make offerings, due to these virtuous actions of mine, may I quickly become a ruler in this world, may I give Dharma teachings in order to benefit migrators, and may I free through so many beings who are tormented by many sufferings, and all my rebirths may I belong to a good family, be clear in mind, clear proud, have great compassion, respect for my gurus, and abide in the pleasures of Avalokiteshvara, or Avalokiteshvara, whatever your body, your retinue, lifespan, realm, and so forth, whatever supreme and excellent name, may I and others become only like that. By the force of the praises of you, all disease, ill spirits, poverty, and quarrels be calm. May the dharma of good fortune increase in regions in which I and others dwell. May the precious mind of Supreme Bodhicitta that is not in reason arise and grow. May that which has arisen not diminish, but increase more and more. Om Pema Sabha Samaya Mana Samaya Om Pema Sabha Samaya O greatly compassionate Bhagavan, please pay attention to me. Since we are beginners and under the influence of indulgence and excitement, our concentration has not been clear, our mantras has been incorrect, and we have been made additions and omissions to the ritual, having scarcely clean and so on. I request you, great and compassionate audience, to forgive us. Please do not allow these to obscure us. Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Om Mani Padme Hum, Mani Padme Om 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 Mani Padme The principle of the great compassion of one and his retinue comes to his face in front. White nectar flows from the parts of the holy bodies, watching the outside inside and middle of one's body, purifying the disease, evil spirits, negativities, and obscurations of one's three doors, along with their imprints, without anything remaining. Then meditate on the divine pride of oneself as a Samadhi being, the great compassionate one. Due to these merits, may I quickly become the great compassionate one, and place all migrating beings without exception in that very state. So, just so you know, you can also pour yourself a a beverage. So now requesting to reside. So it's A, section A on page 132. Please remain here together with this image for the welfare of migrating beings and excellently bestow health, long life, riches, and supreme realizations. Om Sivatiza Benzae Soha. At the crown of myself, who is transformed into a great compassionate one, with one face and two arms is a white Om, throat a red Ah, and at my heart is a blue Hum. Okay, doing it off. But leave it at that. Just Oma. Yeah. Okay, so amazing. Most amazing. So yeah, we've come to the end of the last Nyung Nä. So we've collected so much extensive merit over Saka Dawa and the lunar eclipse, bearing hardships for Dharma, and meditating on the Supreme Method. So we're now going to do more extensive dedications at the end here. So we'll do um, all the dedications that we've been doing from all the three sessions. So first from Shantideva's Bodhisattva Trivatara, page 10 of the supplementary book. May all beings everywhere, plagued by sufferings of body and mind, obtain an ocean of happiness and joy, fruition and this. May no living creature suffer, commit evil, or ever fall ill. May no one be afraid of bewildered with a mind weighed down by depression. May the blind see forms and deaf hear sounds. May those whose bodies are worn with toil be restored on finding repose. May the naked find clothing, the hungry find food. May the thirsty find water and delicious drinks. May the poor find wealth, those who weep with sorrow find joy. May the forlorn find hope, constant happiness, and prosperity. May there be timely rains and bountiful harvests. May all medicines be effective and wholesome prayers bear fruit. May all who are sick and ill quickly be freed from their ailments. Whatever diseases there are in the world may never occur again. May the frightened cease to be afraid, those bound be freed. May the powerless find power, and may people think of benefiting each other for as long as space remains. Amen.
Okay, so just go now to page 15, the dedication verses recommended by Rinpoche during this COVID-19 crisis. May the precious Supreme Bodhisattva not yet born arise. May that which is arisen not decline, but increase more and more. Samsara and nirvana left even an atom of inherent existence, and cause and effect independent arising and betraying. I seek your blessings to discern the meaning of knowledge and this thought, that these two are mutually complementary and not contradictory. However many sick-sending beings there are, may they quickly be freed from all sicknesses. May all the sicknesses, without exception, or transmit their beings never occur again. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities and state of the past, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. By the force of the victorious one, Tsongkhapa, acting as a direct memory of virtuous spread in all our lives, may we never turn away for even a second from the pure path highly renowned by the victorious ones. Like the earth, water, fire, and wind, medicines and wood in the forest, may I always be enjoyed by all sentient beings as their like and without resistance. May I hold sentient beings as precious as my life. May I hold them as more precious than myself. May all their negative karma reckon on me, and may all my virtue reckon on them. As long as any sentient being has not been liberated, may I abide in samsara to help them, even though I achieve highest enlightenment. Due to all the past, present, and future merits collected by me, numberless Buddhas, numberless sentient beings, which are completely empty of existence from my own side. May I, who am completely empty of existence from my own side, achieve the state of full enlightenment, which is completely empty of existence from its own side, and lead all sentient beings who are completely empty of existence from their own side to that state which is completely empty of existence from its own side, by myself alone, being completely empty of existence from my own side. I fully dedicate all these virtues to be able to train just like the Hira Manjushri knows reality, and just like some of the Vajra as well. I fully dedicate all my to virtue, dedication praise the best, but all the one three times in order to have good conduct. Okay, we'll do the long life prayers at the end. So just turn one more page. We'll do the King of Prayers. Excuse me. Yeah, thanks for asking. I bow down to you, for I am in your shape. Be lions among humans, in the present, past, and future. In the worlds of 10 directions, all of you with body, speech, and sincere mind, I bow down. With energy of aspiration for the Bodhisattva way, with a sense of deep respect, and with as many bodies as atoms of the world, to all you Buddhas visualized as real, I bow down. On every atom of Buddhas numberless as atoms, each amidst a host of Bodhisattvas, and I am confident being said, I am not entirely filled with Buddhas in that way. And with infinite oceans of praise for you and oceans of sound from the aspects of my voice, I sing the breathtaking excellence of Buddhas and celebrate all you gone to bliss. Beautiful flowers, sweet garlands, sweet music, scented oils and parasols, sparkling lights and sublime incense, I offer to you, victorious ones. Fine dress and fragrant perfume, sandalwood powder, heat ties, Mount Meru, all wondrous offerings, spectacular array, I offer to you, victorious ones. We transcend offering spirits and bask, with profound admiration for all the Buddhas, with strength and conviction in Bodhisattva way, I offer and bow down to all victorious ones. Every harmful action I have done, with my body, speech, and mind, overwhelmed by attachment, anger, and confusion, all these I openly lay bare before you. I lift up my heart and rejoice in all positive potential of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in 10 directions, of solitary realizers here still training and those beyond, and all ordinary beings. The bright lights of the worlds of 10 directions who attain Buddha's omniscience, awakening. All you who are my guides, please turn the screen wheel of Dharma. With palms together, I earnestly request you who may actualize power nirvana, please lay those beings and others as atoms of the world for the happiness and well-being of all wanderers in samsara. Whatever slight positive potential I may have created by paying homage, offering knowledge of my faults, Rejoicing and requesting that Buddhists stay and teach, I now dedicate all this for full awakening. May all you Buddhas now live in worlds of 10 directions, and all you gone to freedom in the past accept my offerings. May those not yet arisen quickly perfect their minds, awakening as fully enlightened ones. May all worlds of 10 directions be entirely pure and vast. May they be filled with bodhisattvas, surrounding Buddhas gathered beneath the Bodhi tree. May as many beings within 10 directions dwell as well and happy. May all samsaric beings live in accord with Dharma, and may every Dharma wish be fulfilled. Remembering my past lives and all varieties of existence, may I practice the Bodhisattva way, able to have migration and birth, always abandon the householder's life. Again, following the footsteps of all the Buddhas, and perfecting the practice of Bodhisattva, may I always act without error or compromise, with ethical discipline, faultless and pure. May I teach the Dharma in the language of the gods, in every language of the spirits and minds, of humans and of demons, and the voice of every form of being. May I be gentle-minded, cultivating the 6 paramitas, and never forget bodhicitta. May I completely cleanse without omission every negativity that all that obscures this awakening mind. May I traverse all my lives in this world free of karma, affliction, and interfering forces, just as the lotus blossom is understood by the water's wave, just as the sun and moon move and hindu through the sky. May ease the suffering of the lower realms and the many directions and dimensions of the universe. May I guide all wonders into the sound of the pure bliss of awakening and be a worldly benefit to them as well. May I practice constantly for eons to come, perfecting the activities of awakening, acting in harmony with the varied dispositions of beings, showing the ways of the Bodhisattva. May I always have the friendship of those whose path is like mine, and with body, words, and also mind, may we practice together the same aspirations and activities. May I always meet a spiritual mentor, and never displays an excellent friend who deeply wishes to help me and expertly teaches the Bodhisattva way. May I always directly see the Buddha's message encircled by Bodhisattvas, without pause or discouragement for years to come. May I make extensive offerings to them. May I hold within me the Buddha's genuine Dharma, illuminate every other teachings and awaken, embody the realizations of Bodhisattva, and practice all in me in all future eons, while serving through all stages of existence. May I become a endless treasure of good qualities, skillful means, wisdom, samadhi, limitless civilizations, gathering limitless pristine wisdom and positive potential. On one atom I shall see Buddha fields hundreds of atoms, inconceivable Buddhas among bodhisattvas in every field, practicing the activities of awakening. Perceiving this in all directions, I dive into an ocean of Buddha fields, each an ocean of the 3 times Buddhas in the space of which of the hair, and pass from an ocean of eons. Thus, I'm continually immersed in the speech of the Buddhas, expression that reveals ancient qualities in one word, complete pure eloquence of all the Buddhas, communication suited to the very tendencies of being, the strength of understanding that climbs into infinite speech of the Dharma, all the Buddhas 3 times gone to freedom, whose continue to reveal all methods. I shall experience in one method, eons, and I will enter into all eons of 3 times in but a fraction of a second. In one instant I shall see all those living beings, past, present, future knowledge and being, and with the power of engagement and sterilization, I'll constantly engage in their inconceivable activity. I shall manifest upon one single atom the array of pure knowledge, present, past, and future. Likewise, I shall enter the array of pure Buddha fields in every direction, without exception. I shall enter the very presence of all my gods, those lights of this world who are yet to appear, turning the reawakening, those who reveal Nirvana, final perfect peace. May I achieve the power of supernatural emanation, the power to lead to the very kingdom of every approach, the power of always beneficial activity, the power of love pervading all realms, the power of all surpassing positive potential, the power of supreme knowledge unobstructed by discrimination, and through the words of wisdom, skillful means, and samadhi, may I achieve the perfect power of awakening, purifying the power of all contaminated actions, crushing the power of all discriminating emotions at their root, diffusing the power of different forces. I shall perfect the power of the Bodhisattva practice. May I purify an ocean of worlds. May I free an ocean of beings. As facing an ocean of Dharma. May I realize an ocean of pristine wisdom. May I purify an ocean of activities. May I fulfill an ocean of aspirations. May I make offerings to an ocean of Buddhas. May I practice without discouragement for an ocean of eons. To awaken fully through this Bodhisattva way, I shall fulfill without exception all the diverse aspirations of awakening practice of all Buddhists gone to freedom in 3 times everywhere. Practice exactly as the wise one calls Samatavajra, all embracing good. The other brother, the sons and daughters of the Buddhas, I completely dedicate all this goodness. Likewise, may I dedicate just as skillful Samatavajra, with pure body, speech, and mind, pure actions, and pure Buddha feels. I should give rise to the aspirations of Manjushri, that is Bodhisattva practice of all embracing good, to perfect these practices without discouragement or pause in all future eons. May my pure activities be endless, my good qualities boundless, and through abiding in immeasurable activity, may I actualize infinite emanations. Limitless is the end of space, thus likewise limitless are living beings. Thus, limitless are common afflictions when the aspiration is reached, be limitless as well. One may offer to Buddha's old weapon adorns and food as a even the greatest happiness of gods and humans. But whoever hears this extraordinary aspiration and longing for highest awakening, gives out the faith just once, creates far more precious positive potential. Those who make this heartfelt aspiration for the Bodhisattva way will be free of all believers, free of harmful companions, and will quickly see Amitabha infinite light. And even in this very human life, they will be nourished by happiness and all conducive to circumstances. Without waiting long, they will become like Samantabhaja himself. Those who give voice to the extraordinary aspiration will quickly and completely purify the five violent harmful actions created in the power of ignorance. Blessed by supreme knowledge, excellent body, family, attributes, and appearance, they will be invincible to vast and supreme forces and mystic teachers, and all three worlds will make offerings. Going quickly to the noble Buddha tree and sitting there to benefit sending beings, subduing all the supreme forces, they will fully awaken and turn the great rule of Dharma. Have no doubt that complete awakening is a fully awakened result, comprehended only by a Buddha, of holding in mind by teaching, reading, or reciting, his aspiration and bodhisattva practice. In order to train just like the human Manjushri, the Lord's reality as it is, and just like Samadhi as well, I completely dedicate all the students just as they did. With that dedication, which is praised and greatest by all the Buddhas, consequently 3 times, I too dedicate all my roots of goodness for the attainment of the bodhisattva practice. When the moment of my death arrives, by eliminating all obscurations and directly perceiving Amitabha, may I go immediately to Sukhavati feeling of great joy. Having gone to Sukhavati, may I actualize the meaning of the aspirations, fulfill them all without exception, for the benefit of these for as long as this world endures. Born from extremely beautiful superlative lotus, in this joyful land, Buddhist magnificent mandala, may I receive a prediction of my awakening directly from Buddha Amitabha. Having received a prediction there, may I create vast benefit for being south of 10 directions with a daily emanation by the power of wisdom. Even the small virtue of the human by offering prayers, Bodhisattva practice, may all the positive aspirations of beings be fulfilled in an instant. And this positive potential by dedicating this prayer to Madhavaja deeds, may all beings drown in torrent of suffering enter the presence of Amitabha. Through this king of aspirations, which is the greatest of the sublime, helping infinite wonders and samsara, through the accomplishment of the scripture dazzling with Madhavaja's practice, may suffering realms be utterly emptied of all beings. So, next, the prayer by Tonton Gyalpo liberating Sakya from disease. As many of you know, this is the prayer that Rinpoche had recommended for the pacification of the coronavirus in the world. May all the diseases that sadden the minds of sentient beings that result from karma and temporary conditions, such as the harms of corrupt spirits, illnesses, and possess, not occur in the realms of the world. May whatever sufferings are from life-threatening diseases that, like a butcher leading an animal to be slaughtered, separate the body from the mind in a mere instant, not occur in the realms of the world. May all embodied beings who are harmed by acute, chronic, and other epidemic diseases, the mere sounds of whose names terrify beings, as though they had been placed inside the mouth of the animal of the world of death. May all embodied beings be harmed by 80,000 classes of interferers, 360 evil spirits on him, suddenly the 424 diseases, and so forth. May whatever sufferings are due to the disturbance of the four elements, depriving the body and mind of their happiness to be totally pacified, and may the body and mind have radiance and power, and be endowed with long life, good health, and well-being. By the compassion of the Gurus and spirituals, by the power of the kings, protectors, and guardians, by the power of truth and infallibly of karma and its results, may all these dedications and prayers be fulfilled. Uh, So let's turn back to the Nyung Nä book and we'll recite the auspicious verses that are at the end. So, page 137. Uh, Not that one. Next one. May there be auspiciousness. Host of deities of the Supreme Ayah, great compassionate one, filling the entire boundless divine pathways, shower radiant flower, and proclaim auspicious melodies. Enlighten activity that eliminates all hindering forces will bestow upon you all supreme wishes. Generate great joy by knowing that, and I shall proclaim a garment expressing auspiciousness. The compassion of all those gone to bliss in the three times was conferred the name of Avalokiteshvara, and, like the wish-granting jewel, grants all that is wished for. I pay homage to the holy infallible refuge. By the auspicious of whatever signs of virtue exist, for the supreme and direct and lineage gurus, Vishnu and Lakshmi, cared for by the Arya, Chandra Kumar, Janabhadra, Kanarawa, Dalagyasan, and the rest, may all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase in like waxing the moon. May there be all auspiciousness and the glory of enjoying the glory of perfection. By the auspicience of whatever signs of virtue exist, for the host of mandala deities of the great compassionate one, the Tathagata Amitabha, holding the white lotus, Vairocana, Manasmara, Ashobhya, Lord of Moga City, and the rest, may all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be the auspicion of enjoying the glory of perfection. By the auspiciousness of whatever signs of virtue exist, for the most supreme of all the able one's excellent explanations, the chief of lotus family of the glorious action tantras, the victorious tantra of one possessing 1,000 compassionate eyes. May all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be a auspiciousness of enjoying the glory of perfection. By the auspicience of whatever signs of virtue exist, for all those who engage in hearing, contemplating, and meditating, the supreme profound path in all realms, and for all those who, with a mind of faith, memorize the Vedanta, the mantra, reading the name of the Holy Glorious Padmapani, may all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be the auspiciousness of enjoying the glory of perfection. By the auspiciousness of whatever signs of virtue exist, for the ineffable mansion composed of hundreds of jewels, variegated like a rainbow, broad like the path of immortality, the Batala Palace, beautified with various ornaments. May all your inauspicious signs be exhausted, and happiness and goodness increase like the waxing moon. May there be the auspiciousness of enjoying the glory of perfection. Now back to the long life prayers. Back to page 39 in the supplement. Jilten Kandir Tender Gale Jue Samperisino Katin Sume Tenzin Yasola Soma Lepso Tuje Lunjushan O Tu Su Jai Shi Jang Gun Ge Tenzin Kyong Ge Kun So Dong Bo Zi Jo Su Go Mun Tu Ju Ahata Song Du Che Gun Du Sha Ken Shou. Through illuminating all, your appearance dispels the darkness. Your clear mind knows 84,000 hoops of Dharma, the power of remedy to 84,000 illusions. Your proclaimed dependent rising itself is victorious in battle with the Maras. I worship the supreme, the kind, great Vajradhara on my crown. Clarifying the scriptures and realization, the teaching of the Muni, you spread and illuminate those teachings wherever they are not yet spread in the world. Having become an actual son of the conquerors, you bear hardships with patience. In your continuous realization of the perfection of wisdom, subtle dependent arising. Versus Jewel Lord possessing love, the passion that liberates upon seeing. Treasure of master of all the rising, interpretive and defending the scriptures, supreme and great among the great, fully comprehending, clarifying, and meeting the happiness and compassion. You guide all beings in the path of liberation. Perfectly qualified, spiritual friend, my guru, please remain forever. She who protects from the fears of the three realms of our time. Please happiness lifespan and activities of beings to preserve the holy Dharma. always without separation, without their spontaneous actions, by the infallible duties of the three roots, may all be auspicious. Their dedications? Is that? With the, yeah, okay, okay, yeah. Okay, so we'll go to multiplying mantras. Chonden de shi shaba ja chumba yang baba zo de sangye na ba na ze ri ya ba la cha se no. Cha ju sa ba chen ba chen bo ku de sa bo la cha se no. Ta ya ta on de zi ya ba bo ni so ha on de de ja mu ge so. Ta ya ta on de zi ya ba bo ni so ha on de de ja mu ge so. Ta ya ta on de zi ya ba bo ni so ha on de de ja mu ge so. Tai tang te zi ya wo ni so un du du jang ge so tai tang te zi ya wo ni so un du du jang ge so tai tang te zi ya wo ni so un du du jang ge so tai tang te zi ya wo ni so un du du jang ge so Chonden de shi sha pra cha chung pa yang da ba so ge sang ge nai ge la de de ye yu di ga bo la cha sa lo. Chonden de shi sha pra cha chung pa yang da ba so ge sang ge mo an da mo nan tam je ra tu ju be ga bo la cha sa lo. Due to the blessings and victorious ones and the bodhisattvas, the truth of infallible dependent arising, and the power of my pure special attitude taking responsibility, may all the aims of my pure prayers be accomplished. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. We have to set up and get something to eat. Is that okay? All right. Oh, do you have? Okay. All right. So, oh, okay. So, good morning. So now, what we'll do? Well, yeah, good. So now we'll break, and we're doing a soak offering at the end. The full Lama Chuba, the soak. Okay, let's see. But anyway, yeah, not too extended, but anyway, we have to set up the altar. Also, we'll get something to eat. So we'll break for about an hour. Yeah. So that will be, yeah, hour 15 minutes. 8 o'clock Indian time. 8 o'clock Indian time. Okay. And 10:30 Singapore time. And yeah. So in the meantime, uh, rejoice, get something to eat if you're broken the fast, and set up your silk altar, and we'll see you in a little bit. And then, yeah, is that going to be now? Okay.
Yeah, so hello everybody. Thank you. So I apologize, I was not able to be with you this last session totally. I had a little bit of an infection in my vocal cords, and I've had this before, so I know need to be very careful about it. So fortunately, Venerable Namdram was here. Actually, this has been a very good learning experience for me. Now I know if I lead successive Nyung like this, it's very good to have an assistant. Otherwise, I don't want to be unable to continue. Um, so thank you all very much. I'm very happy that you're all here and I rejoice in everything you've done. This is quite exceptional. I think maybe this was the first virtual Nyung Nä ever that I'm aware of. Um, I had some things I wanted to share, but I don't want to talk too long. Maybe it's good because then we can break a bit, and then I will send out some concluding remarks on email, and everyone can reflect on it later. The only thing I just wanted to mention, so everyone's here, is that now we've done Nung Nê. You may have had some wonderful experience, or you may have just felt very tired and hungry. Um, you may have felt like what's going on, there's nothing happening in my mind, or I'm just obsessing about this or that or whatever else. But that's perfectly fine. As it says in the prayer, whatever sufferings arise during the Nyung Nä, if I feel drowsy, if I feel distracted, may this be a cause to purify my karma. And you might find over the next few days that this process slowly unfolds, that you felt like nothing was happening in your mind, but just watch what happens in your mind and your life over the next few days. Not just yourself, but around you, because as you change, your own karma, it'll affect people around you too. And maybe things were very stuck in your life, and maybe things will slowly unfold in a better way. And maybe we're fortunate we all have the karma to be experiencing this epidemic in the world, and it's possible that at least our side of that experience can shift a bit. So I definitely don't want to say that things will change in the world, because that maybe not happen, but whatever extent is possible, there might be some shift as a result. So just be aware of that. Just watch what happens. Um, and as I say, I'll send out some further thoughts in email later on. So we'll see you later. Thank you very much. Also, if anyone has any other questions, of course, maybe after the other session, or you're welcome to send them in on email and we can respond to them today or in the next few days. So thank you very much.